Imagine a seemingly ordinary Friday night. You've just finished work, the week's winding down,
Yeah,
and you're walking home with someone you care about, maybe making plans.
just a normal evening.
Exactly. But how quickly, how chillingly can that spiral into something truly unimaginable, a tragedy,
And how deeply can those underlying tensions in society just erupt?
into an act of brutal, calculated violence? It's frightening.
It really is.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a deep and very unsettling look into the complex case of Ross Parker.
Just 17 years old, his life violently cut short.
Yeah. Our journey into this incident, it's based on a meticulous recounting of the events. It lets us reconstruct the timeline, pull out key insights.
And our mission today, it's not just about listing facts, is it? It's about unpacking the confluence of everything involved.
Right.
The personal details, the shocking brutality of the attack itself, and the wider social, even global issues that make this case resonate so much.
Heartbreaking, cautionary, too.
Definitely. We want to understand not just what happened, but the chilling why and the devastating aftermath.
Before we get into the details, just a quick but important note for you, our listener.
Yes.
This deep dive touches on extremely sensitive themes. We're talking about race, extreme violence, and murder.
So please be aware.
We'll present the facts impartially, straight from our source material to help you understand the full scope. We want to respect the gravity of the story and, of course, the lives it impacted.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's begin with Ross Parker himself. Ross Andrew Parker. Born August 17th, 1984 in Peterborough, England.
By all accounts, just a typical vibrant teenager.
One of two kids, parents, Tarina and Davina Parker. He had a girlfriend, Nicola. That age where the future feels wide open?
Full of possibility. And he had passions, didn't he? Football was a big one.
Yeah, playing and watching. A bond he shared with his dad, apparently.
It's those little details. They paint a picture of a normal life. And he had ambitions, too.
He did. Halfway through a business qualification.
And plans to join the police force when he turned 18. So he was actively working towards something.
Definitely building his future. And there's that relatable detail, his school nickname.
Yeah.
Half Pint. Apparently because he was 5'5" at 17.
Ah, okay. Makes him feel very real.
It does. He also worked part-time as a barman at a local pub, the Solstice.
Which is where he met Nicola, right?
That's right. So, a young guy with family, a girlfriend, a job, aspirations. His life was just starting.
Just getting going.
Now let's turn to that fateful night, September 21st, 2001.
Early hours of a Friday morning.
Ross and Nicola had both just finished their shifts at the Solstice, about 1:00 a.m.
And their plan was simple. Just walk to a friend's get-together.
Innocent enough. A relaxed start to the weekend.
But around 1:15 a.m., as they were walking down a cycling path, well, things changed violently.
Suddenly interrupted, they were confronted by a group. Sources say about 10 men.
And critically, some wearing balaclavas, hiding their faces.
That immediately signals something planned, doesn't it? Not just a random encounter.
Exactly. It suggests organization, intent, and makes identification incredibly difficult for investigators later on.
The attack that followed, it was terrifyingly swift, brutal. One of the men apparently told Ross to run.
A cruel sort of false hope.
Because his path was blocked, instantly, from all sides, no escape.
Then the assault began. Tear gas sprayed right in his face.
Blinding him, while another guy punched him in the stomach.
And what happened next is just unspeakable. Another gang member from behind Ross attacked him with a foot-long hunting knife, stabbed him 3 times, throat and chest.
The ferocity, the source says the knife went completely through his body.
Twice. Out of the 3 stabs, it went all the way through twice.
That level of violence, it speaks to an intent far beyond just causing injury.
It's savage. A determined effort to kill.
Ross fell to the ground, but it didn't stop there.
No, it continued. Relentlessly. Multiple gang members kicking him. Repeatedly.
While another hit him over the head with a hammer.
A sustained, overwhelming group attack on one person. Defenseless.
Meanwhile, Nicola, she managed to flee.
Incredibly harrowing. She ran to a nearby petrol station, borrowed someone's phone to call 999.
And the detail, that's just chilling. While she was on that call.
She heard him scream. Twice, in pain. From a distance, can you imagine?
Just horrifying. She then managed to flag down a passing police car, directed them straight back there.
But by the time she got back, maybe 5 minutes later,
they were gone. The gang had vanished.
Leaving Ross alone, bleeding to death on the ground, a life just extinguished.
So the police launch a murder inquiry the next morning. And they knew straight away this was going to be tough.
Very difficult. They expected lack of witnesses, people afraid of retaliation from this clearly dangerous gang.
They operated with terrifying efficiency.
But what's really compelling here is the community's reaction.
Right. Despite the fear, people in Peterborough banded together.
They pooled money, raised a £1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest.
That's powerful. A collective push for justice shows the shock, the resolve.
And it worked. Anonymous tips started coming in.
Led to a breakthrough, the arrest of 12 British Pakistani men.
But what happened next, in police custody, was pretty shocking in itself.
Yeah, their behavior. They didn't just sit quietly. They vandalized police vans.
And repeatedly chanted, Taliban Osama bin Laden.
When together, when isolated, even to the police during questioning.
That behavior, it's a critical piece. It immediately tells investigators this isn't just random violence.
It suggests something more, doesn't it?
An ideological motive, almost? Extremist beliefs, maybe? It shifted the whole focus of the inquiry, from a street assault to a potential hate crime.
Required a different approach. So 5 days after the murder, 4 men were charged.
Safraz Ali, Ahmed Omar Saeed, Nazir, and Zaraf Urad.
And all would plead not guilty later in court, setting the stage for a complex trial.
Definitely.
Okay, let's look closer at some of these accused men and the evidence that came out.
Right. Ahmed Omar Saeed, known as Ahmed, 22 years old, described as a self-proclaimed gangster.
And disturbingly, police noted he had a fantasy for knives.
Yeah. Then Zair Urad, 21, went to a local tech college with Syed, another accused.
And Safraz Ali, 25, he was married.
But his wife left him before the trial started. Which, makes you wonder what she might have known.
Raises questions. Now, the evidence. Technology played a huge role here.
Absolutely. Audio surveillance, specifically.
Yeah.
Recordings made inside the police vans turned out to be crucial.
They were openly discussing the murder, weren't they, in another language?
Thinking they wouldn't be understood. A classic mistake. Investigators brought in translators.
And what they found was damning.
Totally incriminating. Syed describing it as a bloodbath.
Saying the knife split his neck right open. Chilling.
And Ahmed and Zaraf overheard planning how to fake their police statements, coordinating their stories.
Confident they wouldn't be caught. Shows a cold, calculated attempt to cover it up.
Then there's the broader context. A key piece of evidence came from Ahmed's cellmate.
What did he say?
He testified that Ahmed told him multiple times that he had a hatred of white people, and that they went out that night, specifically, looking for white blood to shed.
This is where it really goes beyond just murder, isn't it? You have to remember the timing.
Exactly. This was just 10 days after the 9/11 attacks in the U.S.
And the source material points to this climate of stereotyping and hostility. Racist remarks from some white people towards the Asian community in that area.
So the attackers, according to the source, were looking for any white person. It wasn't about Ross specifically.
He was a symbol, a target for this displaced rage.
It's what we might call proximal rage. Deep societal anger may be fueled by global events, seeking an immediate, accessible target.
Regardless of who the victim actually is, it raises huge questions about how global events fuel local violence.
Absolutely. Now, the physical evidence. Initial searches of homes didn't find much.
But then they found the shed. In Shahid's backyard, he was one of those charged, became central.
Right. And this shed, it turned out to be a sort of meeting point, a headquarters for the group.
And inside,
Yeah.
What did they find?
Crucial, disturbing discoveries. The murder weapons themselves, that foot-long hunting knife and the hammer.
Along with bin bags.
Filled with blood-soaked clothes. Some belonged to the arrested men, but others, interestingly, belonged to unidentified people.
Suggesting maybe more people were involved than were charged.
Strongly suggests it. Underscores the coordinated nature of the whole thing.
And the forensic links.
Undeniable. Shahid's DNA and fingerprints were on the hunting knife.
Even though they tried to clean them.
Yes. Despite attempts to wash the weapons, traces of Ross's blood were still found on both the knife and the hammer.
His blood was on the clothes, too.
And his head injuries matched the specific hammer found in the shed. Forensically consistent.
It paints a pretty irrefutable picture.
And there was a particularly gruesome detail. Blood found inside a sock and a shoe in the shed.
Indicating what?
The sheer force used in kicking Ross. The extent of the bleeding, soaking through clothes into footwear.
And balaclavas.
3 balaclavas, also with Ross's blood, found inside Shahid's actual home, directly linking him and his place to the crime.
Then came a really powerful piece of testimony.
From within the family, Shahid's younger brother, Wyatt, showed incredible bravery.
He gave evidence against his own brother.
Yes. Stated he saw Shahid washing the murder weapons in their kitchen that night.
The night of the killing.
And he also saw the other 3 men there, covered in blood. Eyewitness testimony like that is incredibly compelling.
So, overwhelming evidence. But getting convictions wasn't simple.
No. When questioned, Ahmed, Shahid, and Zaraf admitted parts of it. Kicking Ross, trying to clean weapons, the tear gas.
But they denied the killing blows.
Vehemently denied using the weapons to kill. They tried to blame Safraz.
And Safraz.
Complete denial. Claimed he was home asleep.
Which directly contradicted the van recordings, right? Where he was heard planning his story.
Exactly. Coaching the others. Coordinated deception. Very common in group crimes, makes testimony tricky without corroborating evidence.
So finally, the verdicts came. December 19th, 2002, over a year later.
Sarfraz Ali, Ahmed Omar Saeed, and Shahid were all found guilty. Sentenced to life for Ross Parker's murder.
Ahmed got a minimum of 18 years.
Shahid and Sarfraz, believed to be the main weapon users, got minimums of 16 years each.
And the source notes, because that was 2002, they're now eligible for release.
A deeply unsettling thought for Ross's family and the community.
But then there's the really perplexing part of the verdict.
The acquittal. Zaraf Murad.
He was identified as being there. He admitted kicking Ross, trying to clean weapons.
Yet found completely not guilty of murder, manslaughter, even assault. No prison time at all.
How does that happen? It feels like a significant crack in the justice narrative.
It highlights the huge challenge. Proving individual culpability is a group attack, especially when pinpointing who delivered the fatal blow is maybe ambiguous, even with admitted participation.
Leaves you questioning the limits of justice in these complex situations.
Definitely.
Now, the attacker's stated motive, as we touched on, was revenge.
Claiming it was retaliation for how the Asian community was treated after 9/11, wanting to get back at white people for hostility and stereotyping.
Terrifying reasoning, misguided retribution.
And the tragic irony, if you consider the impact. This murder didn't resolve any tensions.
No, it just caused more hostility, more division.
The cycling path where Ross died, it was repeatedly vandalized afterwards. Threats against white people. Vile phrases like, "Nigger area for whites," "death to all whites."
Just perpetuating the hate. Violence breeding more violence.
A destructive feedback loop. And it spread beyond Peterborough.
Racially motivated fights broke out in schools across England.
Yeah, chants of "death to all whites," Osama bin Laden slogans. This case, horrific as it is, really shows what happens when prejudice, fear, collective grievance, and revenge collide.
How those big societal tensions can just explode into individual tragedies.
And keep those cycles of hate spinning, leaving scars on entire communities.
So we've walked through the deeply unsettling details of Ross Parker's murder, a case that really reminds you of life's fragility.
And the powerful, destructive force of hatred that can fester just beneath the surface.
The story forces us to confront a difficult truth, doesn't it? How do communities even begin to grapple with such deep-seated animosity?
And what happens when that desire for retribution just eclipses everything else, leading to such senseless violence?
What responsibility do we all bear, in trying to foster understanding when there's so much division before things boil over like this?
It's a crucial question.
We sincerely hope this deep dive has offered you a clearer, perhaps more nuanced understanding of this profoundly complex and tragic case.
We invite you to reflect on the insights shared today. Consider the wider implications, not just for those directly involved, but for all of us, for society as a whole.
Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.